And he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
On this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. Today. This one the other way. Defense still going back. Got the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Tuesday's wonderful edition of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. Yes, you know it. You love it. So go to, you can go there, watch the show live there every day. Also, kids, you know this, the IG as well. Yes, the IG as well, Michael.Caratanudo.5. You know it. YouTube, though, guys, I know, I remind you, but do not be bashful. As we are, Pitchfork Lunch is alive and well. Go to YouTube, watch live. I do. I greatly suggest that you watch live. But also, guess what? Subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel, as you will get, if you've missed any of the show, and that would, when I say that, you guys, you know, pardon me, I mean the first two seasons of the show, as we are in season 3 now, rocking it here on Pitchfork Lunch. If you missed anything, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can keep watching season 3 live, but you can binge watch season 1, binge watch season 2, and then you'll be all caught up. And again, the phenomenal conv-reviews we've had with coaches, players, insiders, voices, alum, an athletic director who is, fingers crossed, we're going to get this week. Yeah. So again, if you've missed any of that, and there's been some great conversations, guess what? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratanudo, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away. Because for those of you watching, don't go far, because in about 4 short minutes, we are going to be joined by Sun Devil soccer forward, midfielder, right winger, speedster extraordinaire, Cameron Valladares, who, yes, you guys know her backstory. We've talked about it. She did go to that school down south, but Coach Winkworth mentioned earlier this year, and we get to the point. We're going to ask her if she did see the light, like Coach Winkworth said. You heard it here on Pitchfork Lunch, but she will be joining us very, very shortly. So again, you don't want to go too far. We're going to have a little change of scenery, but that's all right, because you know what? We can always make things happen here on Pitchfork Lunch. But yes, so go to YouTube again, subscribe to the channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away. Guys, to recap the weekend, man, I know it is Tuesday, and yesterday it was awesome day. Coach Dillingham, Coach Powers, and I recorded the show and didn't go live. So everybody has their days. And that was mine. Not an excuse. Be better. I recorded it and didn't go live. So with being, with staying uniform and consistent, obviously I wasn't going to air it at like 3:00 and be like, oh, look at this. There you are. So no. But again, we'll hear from Coach Powers later in the week. Hockey has their opener against Penn State. Their season openers here, Mullet Arena, Friday, Saturday against Penn State, which is awesome. But nonetheless, what a phenomenal weekend it was. Volleyball swept the Kansas schools, forks up to Coach Van Niel and phenomenal team. It's great to see Noemi Glover back in action. And again, some players were banged up. It was good to see Tatum Parrott with the team as well. So yes, but they beat Kansas in Lawrence in 5. That's right. I'm fired up. They are awesome. And then they turn around and they go to Manhattan and they sweep K-State 3-0. They come home and, yes, 2-0 in the Big 12. All that matters. And they are, well, not all that matters, but it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful start is what I should say. So I digress from that. All that matters. But absolutely solid performances. And to go 5 on Friday night, again, Friday night, something go down besides rain? Oh, yes. Another phenomenal, just entertaining, nail-biting, insane victory for Coach Dillingham and the football team. So, yeah, we'll get to all that. Don't worry. Volleyball, football, obviously, hockey getting started. Soccer, talked about USF on Sunday. That was a tough one. They did lose 3-2. Ella Kettles, you guys saw my tweets. Appreciate the people that shared their best wishes as well too. So yes, but we'll get to that. But up next, again, a little bit of change of scenery. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk to Sun Devil senior forward, midfielder, right winger, speedster extraordinaire, goal scorer extraordinaire, Cameron Valladares, right here on Pitchfork Lunch. All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch, and look at this. Soccer practice just got out, and it took a lot of convincing, but one of the soccer stars is here. Cam Valladares joining us. Cam, thank you so much. I know I had to make you laugh. See, it's fun here on Pitchfork Lunch.
I hate the camera.
It's a Homer show, so it's okay. But it's awesome you're on. I love having it because but Graham, your wonderful head coach did something absolutely hilarious a few weeks ago that. He was talking about player superpowers and going to different things, and he just saw you in the background. He said, my superpower is showing her the light, getting her up here from Tucson. So my friends wanted me to, like the Pitchfork Lunchers, said, come on, it's got to be the first question. You got to razz her a little bit. But, I mean, coming from California, going to Tucson, obviously Tempe's a better choice. No, but, I mean, what was it? I mean, just you started out at Arizona, but, I mean, to the transfer portal, to come to the rival, I mean, you probably made some people a little upset down there.
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, it's very rare that you'll see, like you said, someone from the rival going to the rival because it's such a strong, hate between the schools. But like Graham said, I mean, I'm so happy here. And so like every day I'm so glad that I did. And even though it might have like ruffled a few feathers, like at the end of the day, like I want to play and I want to enjoy my time. And Graham's vision like sounded great to me about like what he wanted for the team. And so like he said, I mean, I guess I saw the light or whatever, but I've been having a great time, so no complaints. I do it again.
All right, well, don't worry. I'll give you a chance a little later to razz him because he said you girls always razz him. So we'll find out who's the best on the team. We'll get to that though. But man, your speed, obviously on the outside. I mean, people that haven't been to games, and believe me, I've been saying on my show forever, having played soccer, but that haven't been out. It's like you always say, like in sports, you can't coach speed, can't coach height. Like things are just going to happen. But man, I mean, okay, let's go from last year to this year. Obviously, I mean, attacking, had a solid team. Right. But when you're out there, you got to feel that these either defensive mids, these right back, left back, you're just like taking the air out of them. I mean, is it bringing more of a smile to your face, getting that frustrated, getting to play in this style?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'd say so. Like you said, like it's hard to know how to coach speed and also how to coach against speed. So it's like if I have a really fast fullback on me, that makes me need to change my game because I rely so much on like running. But it's really fun, especially to combine with Tatum. If we can get like 1-2s and kind of just like I have just so much space in front of me. It's just I love that style of play, and it's been working a lot for us. I think people are starting to kind of scout that and try to move some pieces around to prevent it. But I mean, then you just have to rely on your 1v1s. So I'm doing my best.
Right, and when you look at what you were able to. Obviously, what you guys are able to do. I mean, you go from last year to this year, and I mean, Coach even said at the end of last year, team's going to look different next year. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, there are returners, there's some of you back, but man, it's just playing in this style with the new girls that came in. And soccer is one of the sports that, like, you can't just. I mean, you can say it in any sport, but it's a lot, to me, a little bit tougher in this game to put somebody out there and be like, okay, yeah, like you said, Tatum, you're going to be in the midfield, figure it out with the chemistry, but. Man, early on, it's like I understand that off the field stuff's important, but the chemistry of this team. I mean, a few bumps here and there, but just your thoughts about playing with the new girls and how everybody's fit in.
Right. I mean, I feel like it should have been harder than it was to like get used to everybody. Like I think off the field, like you said, is important. It's difficult to like really make that chemistry fast on the field with like half the roster being new. But I think when you like your teammates, like it makes you want to like combine with them more. And like since I trust Tatum in the middle and I trust Peyton and Sierra, like those are all brand new girls for me. But I know that like we each want to set each other up and we all really want to win and want to score. So I'm happy to give them the ball knowing that like I'll either get it back, and if I don't, they have probably a better plan. So I think it's a lot about trust. Like I had trust in the team last year, but I think this year it's just like clicked even more so. I love playing with Tatum. Like I said, people are starting to scout it, but Tatum's a great player, and I'm doing my best to work with her and get around this like new like scout from these other teams. So it's been working, but definitely like adapting as we go.
Yeah, obviously, and having played center mid, and my biggest compliment to any midfielder, center mid, defense, whatever, is they're not stepping on anybody's toes, but they're just organized chaos.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, you have obviously Tatum can do that, but I mean in the midfield, like being able to do that. The fast start this year, I mean, it was a little bit of a bummer, obviously, against UCF, but it's a long season. But to get off to a fast start in every sport, I mean, it's overstating the obvious. Yes, everybody wants to get win, but in getting wins, obviously in playing good, like you said, building up with your teammates. But what is it like? 41 seconds, I think, into the game at Texas, you scored. I mean, your fast first half goals. Yes, it is awesome, but is that something that Graham's like, all right, just get one early and fast and go from there? And you've taken that challenge, because I think it was 41 seconds in Texas. And I think
I think it was 8 minutes at BYU.
8 minutes at BYU.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Graham's like specifically like, let's get a goal like 10 minutes in, but like obviously it's nicer to get early into the game and be like, okay, we've settled, like we have a goal, we're up, like you want to keep scoring, but it's not quite as nerve-wracking if it's like 0-0 the whole game. That puts like a lot of pressure on our defense. So, and our defense has been doing great, but like you said, early goals are definitely helpful. And I mean, if you can catch them off guard, since we have some pretty fast wingers and like fast front line, I think like being able to kind of like spring on people right away before they maybe set up fully helps us a lot. But the teams are getting better and better, and so we're gonna have to keep adjusting to that.
Speaking of the defense, I gotta say I love how you work your central defenders, because the I guess you could say the queens of set pieces. I mean, you guys have had a ton of corners, and Lucy got obviously the beautiful header. But what you have, for those that don't know but having like obviously central like defenders like
Right.
that can come up on set pieces, how much of more of an advantage is it for you just in that? And yeah, they do have to get back. I know other people will be back, but I mean, just the advantage to having those two back there.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, like you said, Faz had a great header. We call her Faz because of her last name. She had a great header in this game, and then she's had a couple off of corners. I think she's been great on those, which has been kind of new for us. Like, Graham's been telling us that he's happy when we win corners since we have that height in the back line now, that they can be great chances for us. And even our long throw-ins from Tatum can also be kind of a set piece for us. And so we were doing really good at first, like really converting a lot of those set pieces. I think we're trying to pick that back up since we had kind of a lull. But I was really happy to see Faz get her head on that one in this game, and I hope she can keep doing it. I mean, some people are just really good at heading, and Faz is one of those people, and so I love using her in that spot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, and talking about that, like I've seen it against UCF, and I've seen it obviously the last 2 years, and even being around Graham and seeing it. But like the evolution of sports is, you know, you can sub a person in to a position. And soccer, I mean, I don't know, maybe because I was very territorial about wanting to play center mid. I was okay with playing center back, but when you look at playing different positions, I mean, obviously changing a formation, it happened. I mean, just in the last game against UCF, but to go in there and just to have the confidence, like to do it, to play another position, how challenging is that for people that don't get it? Because people say, oh, well, you're just trying to score a goal. Well, yeah, but the positions are different mindsets.
Right, definitely. I mean, especially like an example in that game was Graham had moved Faz up like a good couple of lines, which is why she was able to get on that header, and we were trying to find her again later in the game. But like going from like center back to almost like a forward is obviously a huge switch. Like you're so used to Faz is great like blocking shots and like getting her feet set, not getting beat. And then if you're like a forward or a winger, it's almost like the exact opposite of that. It's like trying to get people to stumble and like get past your defender. And so I thought she did great for like considering she never really has had to play anything but center back for us. But it's definitely hard, and changing formation is like we've practiced so much of one thing that when you have to change something kind of all of a sudden, it's like requires a lot of communication. But we have girls that are great at that. Peyton, for instance, is really good at communicating. And I've told her so many times, like what she says is so helpful and so specific that it helps the team really like adjust when you change formations quickly. So I like our main formation we play, but when Graham sees something better, I think the girls can kind of adjust to that.
And okay, speaking of adjusting, I'm not getting you in trouble. I'm asking this broadly, but when as a player, because I've been there and I've done some dumb things, but obviously officials, they're at a level, they're going to call it, they're going to call the game as they see it. But when certain things are happening and you say things and then the whistle blows at the other end and somebody gets the call that you didn't, tell us maybe not full secrets, a little bit of tricks that you have to not get too mad and like just wanting to yell at the official when the exact same thing literally happened to you down there and it happens down at the other end and there goes the whistle. What's the, I guess, I mean, it makes the game more fun in my eye, a little more challenging, but I mean, what is that balance for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great question, especially after this game, because I must have been fouled like 10 times in this last game. Like, I was just smacking the ground, I feel like, every couple of minutes. But in my experience, I mean, personally, I don't swear. So it's like, if you don't swear at the ref, like, it's probably they won't give you a card. I just don't swear in general. But for some of the girls that do, it's like, okay, you can kind of say what you want, but as long as you're not swearing at them, you can kind of avoid it. But when tensions are high, like, it's hard to control what you say, I guess. So a lot of the girls like will kind of just talk to each other instead of talking to the refs since we're all frustrated. But I don't know, the refs really like impact the game like they did in this last one. Like obviously they scored off of a free kick that he called. So I don't know, just like being smarter, I guess. You're not going to be able to change their mind. And so if we know a ref is going to call like these really like softish fouls, like you have to be smarter. So
you guys, that's why I asked the seasoned vet. I knew I would get that answer in that. But I mean, okay, so in the Big 12 now, but I mean, again, I'm still the wound is still open and the salt goes in for no more Pac-12. But you come in, you play in the Pac-12. Obviously, the tradition, and I mean soccer, but in so many sports, and it's the tradition of the conference in general. What were those first few years like in the Pac-12, and then now, like being in the Big 12? Like, what do you see as the differences? And I mean, obviously, it is a bummer the conference isn't what it was. I know it's still there, but I mean, just for you, what was that like? Because obviously in recruiting, I mean, that's kind of, I got to think like. You know, you're thinking of coaches, but conferences as well.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, the Pac was crazy because you have the powerhouses of like Stanford, UCLA, USC. Like they're going to play every year, and those teams are at least UCLA and Stanford are always like top 10. and USC is always up there too. So it was like you coming into that knowing you're gonna like go to these big stadiums. Like Stanford is a great stadium. UCLA's got a great stadium. Like big fan bases, national champions, like all that. Like it's huge games to play, kind of like the BYU game we just had. It's like you have a lot of those. But then in the Big 12, like I feel like I'm realizing more and more it's like a soccer conference. Like you have TCU, BYU, Texas Tech, like us. You have like amazing soccer teams in this conference. And so I feel like the level isn't like different. Like, of course, some games are going to be harder than others, but like you're substituting like BYU for Stanford. It's like both top 5 teams usually. So I'm thrilled to be playing all these teams, and I'm excited to get to travel to like new places. We're going to West Virginia, Cincinnati. Like I've never been to those states. I feel like I'm from California, so I'm like, okay, I get to go on some new trips, get to see some new places. So I'm enjoying myself, but the level's always high. So.
Well, the one thing they didn't think about conference realignment is the travel, because I know for everybody involved, it's I mean, like you said, cool spots. And this time of year, again, not bad depending on other sports. Time of year, traveling can always be, of course, interesting coming east to west, or even going west to east. All right, so when you look at this team, who would you say is the and it can be you, but who's the biggest prankster on the team? Who pulls the good ones?
Prankster. Oh, I'm gonna have to go with probably Ella Kettles, maybe.
Okay.
She's maybe not a prankster, but she's just like the life of the party. Like that girl has like
best jokes. She got the best jokes. Okay.
Definitely. Right. Everyone's always laughing. Peyton's really funny too. They're kind of like a little dynamic duo. So even just today out at the field, Peyton and I were messing around. We were trying to tabletop Ross and like shove him over and make him fall, because that's just what we do.
Because that's what you do to coach. I mean, that's a great thing to do.
Naturally. But Ross is a real one. He could take all the jokes. He likes to like bounce back and all that. So I feel like we have a lot of pranksters on the team, honestly. But if I had to pick one that's making everyone laugh, it's definitely Ella Kettles.
All right, and having, before we get back to those, I just thought of one thing. Having somebody like Polly behind you. Mm-hmm. I mean, Graham said a lot, but like having somebody like Polly behind you, what's I mean, there's been a lot said, but I mean, you get to see it every day in practice and on the field. And yes, every now and then a goal somehow goes in.
Right.
But what's it just like with her back there?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be impossible to not get scored on at all this season. Like, we have great defenders, and Powley's amazing. So we've been doing good about like really not letting many goals in the run of play. But at some point, people are going to break through. But yeah, Powley, like you said, is like one of the best, I think. And I'm sure Graham's talked about it a lot, but she's great with her feet. Like, even when I'm pressing her in practice, she'll sometimes just like chip it over me. I'm just like, Powley, like, you got to make me look dumb like that. Like, oh my gosh, they always pull it out in the film. They're like, Cameron, you got to cut this off. Powley's just embarrassing me. So, you know, but she's great. Like, she can do it with her feet. She can make the saves with her hands. She had some crazy ones, I think, against BYU and UTEP. So, like, it's nice to have her back there. No, like, if for some reason they can't get past Grace, they can get past Fat, like, Polly will probably pull something out for us. So it's nice to, like, have that and, like, have that confidence in your keeper.
Well, absolutely. And, okay, so what are your, like, I never say, like, top one, but, like, top 3, like, World Cup memories for you growing up as a kid?
Okay.
Whether it be men, it doesn't have to be women. I'm not just saying, like pigeonholing you to women's side, like, women's side, men's side, like, your top, like, 3 or 4, like, just World Cup memories or maybe favorite games that you've watched?
Yeah, I mean, I loved watching the women's national team when I was little. Like, I had the Alex Morgan jersey. I watched all the documentaries, the whole thing. So, gosh, I would say I just remember watching them with my dad, and, like, I had these little American flags I would hold, and I would wear my jersey and be, like, cheering them on. I remember watching, like, Carly Lloyd's, like, big breakout year where she scored, like, 3 or 4 goals in one game. Like, that was a big memory for me. I remember watching, I don't remember if it was the World Cup or the Olympics, but where, like, the U.S. had been down, Meg Rapinoe crosses it in and Alex Morgan hits it. It was like, that was her breakthrough. Like, I remember all of that stuff. So I watch a lot of soccer with my dad, especially women's soccer. So I would say that's, like, what I remember, but I'm excited for, like, more to get, like, keep getting played, because the team loves watching it together, and it's always fun to see, like, the next level. So I'm ready to keep watching.
All right. And then I'm interested in your answer, Messi or Ronaldo?
Definitely Ronaldo. Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely Ronaldo.
I don't want to, like,
definitely. I know I'm going to get some hate for that.
I'm not giving you hate. They're both phenomenal, but I'm with you. I've always said, like, because of the way how Ronaldo plays in the air is the advantage, but Messi's footwork.
Yeah, Messi's footwork is
ridiculous.
The thing is, whenever I say I like Ronaldo more, everyone thinks that means that I don't like Messi.
Yeah,
exactly. No, I like Messi.
We appreciate soccer players, but we appreciate it, but we can understand when.
I like Messi. Messi is great. You heard it here first. He's a great player, but Ronaldo is just Like, I just love that man. Like, I don't know why. He's just so good at scoring. Like, he's so fun to watch. Graham always makes fun of me because he's like, you just like Ronaldo because he's tall and you just like how he looks. Like, no, Graham, he's a great player.
I mean,
like,
that's helped him, but it hasn't helped him score one. I would look at coach and be like, hasn't helped him score one goal on the pitch.
Use that next time, please.
Go ahead. No, take credit for it. You don't have to give me credit. I don't want credit. But that'd be when you so obviously like World Cup year is coming up. Like you say, like World Cup. I mean, yes, dreaming. There's a lot to get there, but what do you see? Like, I mean, could you envision yourself on a national team?
I mean, I would love to be. I feel like for me personally, I haven't been like the player that's like been called up to all the national camps and like has had all that national experience. Like that was never me as like a kid. And so it's funny for me now to be like in kind of a prominent role on this team and like for the team to be doing so well because I was never that one like getting called up. But like Graham thinks that like I have a decent chance of like continuing to play and like I would love to keep playing. And at this point, it's funny because like you'll see the girls that like I played with on club, like Savvy King, Alyssa Thompson, like those are my teammates on club. So it's like you see that these girls are like national pool and doing amazing. And so I'm like, I played with them. Maybe I can get there one day. I hope so. But for now, it's fun to watch them and cheer them on. But I would love to have that chance. Yeah.
Well, as a Sun Devil, I know you greatly deserve it. So, and the
thank
fact,
you.
like Graham said, you saw the light. Any last parting things you said that you razzed Graham about? Because I told you I'd give you the opportunity. I don't want to back out on that.
No. All I'll say is that if you want to make fun of Graham, just say "lovely jubbly" to him in an English accent because he says that all the time to me. He goes "lovely jubbly Cam," and it gets me every single time. Or you could say "it's game day, I'm buzzing." So if you want to make fun of Graham, just say that to him all the time. It'll crack him up because the whole team makes fun of him now. So
See, I won't do it, but I'll have others walk by and say because if I sting him, he'll know you gave it to me.
No, just walk by and be like "lovely jubbly." It'll crack him up.
You know what? I will do it. This is Cameron Valladares. Get out to soccer. They're 9-1-2. 8-1-2. 8-1-2. I'm giving them extra wins because they deserve it.
Oh.
And I know it's one game at a time, and coach says the same thing to me. But get to the postseason, bring a national title to Tempe.
I would love that.
We would not complain. But you have the next game at Cincinnati to focus on. So
yes.
Thank you again for coming on Pitchfork Lunch, making your homer debut here. And yes, good luck. Well, I'll be out. I'll see you the rest of the season.
I'll see you.
Go Devils.
Go Devils.
Audio
Oh, yes. Welcome back. Look at that. Bam. Cam Valladares. So I told you we switched it up because they were getting out of practice. I told you guys that we're getting out of practice. So how to switch it up. But don't worry. That's why, again, we were at an undisclosed place. I can't tell you where they're at because then you're going to crash the interviews. And, I wouldn't blame you for doing that. But nonetheless, so awesome to sit down and talk to them. You get it. They're like, look, 8-1 and 2, again, 2 draws. They've only dropped 1 game, and it is just absolutely it is it again, the way they're playing, just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, if you get a chance, guys, you got to get on out there. But yeah, her style of play, and even like she's saying, like, she's talking about Peyton in the midfield and Tatum Thomason, who, again, in the transfer portal, a local kid out of Liberty High School in Peoria. And she just, it's just, again, very, very awesome. And Cam this year, like I said, 3 goals. She leads the team, though, with 8 assists, too. So from that wing spot, using her speed, like she's breaking defenders down. Guys, I've talked about it. I've showed it to you, but it's just, and no, it's not, for those of you that have obviously played the beautiful game, no, it's not just boom ball. Like I said, they work it through the midfield. And yeah, sometimes there are deep passes, there are deep shots taken. You need to take that. Anyone that's played understands that. But man, just her on the outside, and then even Sierra Bergen too. Just like the way, she's playing like up front. And then it's good to see Kiera Blundell. She's just, been back in getting healthier, getting back in, getting some minutes, getting some touches. But yeah, last game you saw what Coach Winkworth did. And Cam just kind of tucked into the middle, and even Kiera was like a little bit behind her. So you get that speed, and then you have that secondary attack that could be there. And again, it's just, when you're searching for that tying goal, outside of, bringing everybody, including your goalie, up. And Paulie took the last free kick of the game, and they almost put it in and tied it at 3. But yeah, it's just, they're so awesome. I was playing. It's so great catching up with Cam. And look, she went, I did not, and see, for those of you, my pitchfork lunchers out there, I see you guys. I did not even tell her I was going to ask her Messi or Ronaldo. I didn't influence it because I love Messi. I do. I'm with her. Like, again, Ronaldo, when they both take the set pieces, they both, again, just appreciate what you have. But yes, if I lean one way, we're in agreement. She did see the light. She came up from that school down south, and then she came here, and it's just been awesome. But yeah, on the season, should have mentioned that before we started, but on the season, if you get a chance, guys, she has 3 goals and 8 assists. Leads the team in assists. And Tatum Thomason, who also scored, she has 6 goals now and 4 assists. So, and then a bevy of players with 3, like besides Cam Addison Boltadano, local kid, freshman, by the way. She's put in 3. Sierra Bergen, who I mentioned, has put in 3. And then Faz put in her second, which, again, Lucy Faz Ackerley, but again, just Faz because, hey, it's like Brazilian style. When you're that good and you're playing at the level, you can have nickname, one name, whatever it is. And believe me, those who played, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and it's now 10 different scores. Adrielle Mybee put in her first goal, and so there's 10 different players that have scored on this team. Like I said, Mybee, and then Hayashi has 1 goal. Ava Wright does, and then Izzy Monk has 2 goals, as does Peyton Marcise and Faz, and then, like I said, the ones with 3, and then Thomason with 6. So hard to defend. I'm painting this out for you guys because they are very, very, very tough to defend. And again, that's what I love seeing. Love seeing it. So that's my friends. Yes, is that. So but yeah, absolute forks up to Cam Valladares again right after practice. Again, snagged you right there. And yeah, had to, get moving. But yeah, just again, phenomenal career so far. And I asked about it, yes, because aspirations, like she said, I mean, she's played with some of these girls that are women that are like there, coming up, and she's played with them. And look, to have a person attacking like that, and yes, every level you go up, there's going to be somebody, like she said, their speed, but she can match. She'll be matching what she sees, and there'll be defenders that are going to lay off because they would have to. So again, we'll see where the road takes. And right now, concentrating on this year. But like I said, it'd be phenomenal to see a nice run here again at 8-1-2. Take headed to Cincinnati and West Virginia road trip this weekend. So that is absolutely awesome. But yeah, I do want to transition. Let's hear it from. And so yeah, football again. Didn't get to talk about enough. A phenomenal comeback victory against TCU. Yes, it was on a short week for both teams on a Friday night. Yes, it was at the rain played obviously a big part pregame. It played a big effect pregame, and so, it had an effect pregame. But yeah, I mean, the grounds crew, and again, forks up. I tweeted it. Absolute shout out to the Sun Devil grounds crew, who for decades has literally, even before I went to school, I just remember seeing the fields and stuff like that. But even when I was here and covering all like these years, like absolutely phenomenal. The grounds crew here has always been phenomenal, and Coach Dillingham, was the first thing he said in his post-game presser, and I got that out to you guys. Saw it from Friday night. So forks up to the ground crew, absolute best in the country, hands down. And yes, there are a lot of solid, hardworking grounds crews out there, not denying that. In Tempe resides the best, which again, we're Sun Devils, I mean, come on. But yeah, so let's hear from Coach Dillingham because it's a bye week. So practice now. They'll yes, they're practicing, but a lot of the bye week is focused on the younger guys, getting them more reps. Obviously, running their stuff and all that. And obviously the vets are practicing too. I'm not saying they're not, but yeah, Coach Dillingham was talking, and so let's hear. From Coach Dillingham. This is from after practice. Oh, but yes, just after practice today. It's always nice when you got people that can hook stuff up and send it over. But yeah, I got to listen to it. Oh yeah, it's from after practice today. So yeah, very, very cool. Busy day, like I said, very busy day running around. But yeah, I mean, just 4-1 after 5, gotta love it. But yes, here is Sun Devil head coach Kenny Dillingham.
On your staff, you guys have different coaching patterns, different coaching styles. I guess with Coach Tyron, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I guess how does that even keelness kind of help with development? Yeah, I mean, I think him and Vince have conflicting personalities a lot on the field. So that's what you want. You want guys who, they're not, copy paste of each other. You want guys with different personalities, different backgrounds, because they can add value in different ways. If everybody is the same, or if everybody comes from the same coaching tree or the same system or the same way or beliefs, then you're going to get stagnant. So I want people around me that are like, what are you doing going for that? Or why did you do this? Or how are we coaching this? Why do you do it that way?
That's how you become better, because you have good conversations. So I think having different personalities is the same thing.
You feel like some of that NFL experience he has kind of plays into that?
I just think he knows what he's doing, and he's confident in it, and he demands what he says. And if you don't do it, he's going to put somebody else in. It's that simple. So then you want to do it because you want to play. And so I think he just sets a standard, and you hit the standard and you play, or you don't hit the standard and you don't.
How about the way the defensive line stepped up, especially in that late in that last game?
Yeah, they played phenomenal. I mean, our interior guys took on double teams all night. They were the pickers in a lot of twist games, which set guys free. So we just got to continue to play good team defense, starting with the fronts.
How do you maybe compare and contrast the kind of the resiliency of last year's team versus what you've seen over these last couple weeks of 25 guys?
A little bit different. You know, we're not the same team. You know, we have the resilience and the confidence. I think last year's team was a little more vocal, and this year's team you could probably see, you know, the resilience more than here, where it's more like a calming resilience. And I don't know if that's just because our guys have confidence, whereas before they were trying to like force the confidence. Now they may just have it, or if it's just different personalities. So I think we still have that resilience. We just have a little bit different personality of a team.
Coach, what are a few of your main focuses for this bye week?
Score points in the red zone, prepare for Utah. On defense, it's clean up some of our presentations, clean up some of our third and long, second and long plays. We're giving them too many of those second and catastrophics, third and catastrophics. So I would say that would be probably the primary for us, and then just go back. We're self-scouting things to make sure we don't have strong tendencies one way or another, and if we do, we got to break those tendencies.
Coach, Harpo has been making big plays the last couple of weeks. How massive is it to have the ability to just go to 12 and 13 personnel on a whim?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, got to play to your players' strengths. And right now, they're one of our strengths, which is good. You know, hopefully we get some guys back, which I'll talk about next week, and stuff like that. That'll help us, you know, play to more strengths. Right now, where we're pretty limited with personnel groupings, hopefully we'll be able to expand upon that as we move forward.
Coach, looking forward, how do you want to jumpstart your team in the first half to play like how they play in the second half?
I would like them to play how we play in the second half. In the first half, like you said, there's not like a secret way to jumpstart it. You know, we just got to play better early. I mean, that's simple. I mean, Texas State, we played really good early. You know, NAU, we score, stop, score. So I think we just got to play better early, and part of that is, you know, we're getting teams' best stuff. When you're a team that, you know, people game plan for, they prepare for, you may have notes from summer on us that you're preparing and holding to play us, and they bring that stuff out and it's successful. So I think our guys are just good at adapting and changing mid-game, and I think that's a strength. Hopefully, as this season progresses, the longer a season goes, the more you should know what you're going to get. So the less adjustments happen mid-game, the more game plans get in effect. So hopefully, as this season progresses, the more this success that we're having, once we realize that what a defense is doing, we'll have a beat on what's going to happen, you know, earlier in the game.
Other than studying your upcoming opponents, how much do you look at other things in the Big 12?
Not really. Anything. I don't do. We just watch really one upcoming opponent. All we watch is Utah. Like, that's the only team we're focused on right now is Utah and us. And we're kind of in like after today, we'll be in a 50-50 mode of us and Utah tomorrow, and then it'll be way more extra Utah day on Thursday. Because, like I said, they're a phenomenal team. They've won for a long time, and they're winning this year. And you know, they're a couple plays away early in that Texas Tech game from being undefeated, and they should most definitely be a top 25 team.
It just got announced that that's going to be a night game. You having experience knowing what that's, at least from an observational perspective, knowing what that's like at night?
I mean, it's chaotic. I mean, I think their win rate is over 85 or 90. Somebody sent it to me, like high 80% win rate in the last 10 years there for 7 or later kickoffs their time. So they don't lose at home at night. So it's a great challenge for our guys to understand that this is not only a good football team, this is an unbelievable environment, and we're playing there at night. So, you know, let's go not get 77 false starts. It's a challenge.
Coach, you talk about obviously the depth, but like especially like defensively, guys that have come in. I mean, you talk about even somebody like Rocky who's been here, but just their even confidence in the system. How do you feel that working with the guys in front of him has helped boost their confidence and inevitably your depth.
Yeah, I do think the fact that he was talented enough to play as a true freshman. I think the fact that we didn't have to play him as a true freshman, he could sit there and learn, has really given him the confidence now that when he's on the field, he's ready. It's not like I'm talented enough and I'm out here. It's no, I'm ready and I'm talented enough. So I think the fact that he could sit there and learn from the Keiths and the Javens and to really feel comfortable in the scheme and then go out there and perform like the way he did. I mean, he played phenomenal.
Coach Xavier has obviously been out in the past couple of weeks, but we've seen him out here in practice kind of coaching up the young guys. Just how has he stayed involved in the prep and with your team even though he's been out?
Yeah, I mean, I told him we need you. You got to coach those guys. You got to get the next guys ready for us back there. And you're as good as anybody to teach our scheme. You're as good as anybody for those guys to, hear it the way that you say it. You're the coach on the field. Now you're the coach on the field just with a whistle for the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And so he's just done a great job.
Coach, can you speak on Jesus a little bit? Talking back-to-back game winners, less than 2 minutes. Can you kind of talk about that consistency and that mindset, missing one against TCU?
Yeah, I mean, never had a doubt on the dude. Even if you had a doubt, the way you prepare, you want it to be in his hands. When somebody prepares, you want them to have the ball. And he prepares in a way that you want him to have the ball in the biggest moments. And whether it goes in or not, I can sleep at night knowing he's kicking it.
Relik's obviously taken kind of the lead back role for the last couple of weeks, had some great success leading the conference. How do you see Kanye Udo kind of fitting in that rotation now?
Yeah, I mean, Relik's doing a good job. Sip's working back in. We got to find, must be an interception. We got to find a way to, be more efficient. Yeah, pretty rare to be honest. We really just, me and him had a lot of heart-to-hearts from the transition from junior year to senior year. I think you have to. I think, tough conversations are what are needed. You have to have really tough conversations with people. And I think he was somebody that took tough conversations really well. He took it as a challenge, and he wanted to prove everybody wrong. I think he's doing that, and he still is doing that.
Did you see him do backflips here? I guess I hadn't seen him do a backflip.
One or two, but not many. I mean, I think it would be a flag in college. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. There's a little. I don't. Yeah. Oh, they don't put that out there for our guys. 7 guys try to do a backflip. If we find a way to score versus Utah, right? Because they're really good.
He did do the one in the middle of the dodgeball game.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did do that one. So I'm not tuned into our celebrations. Celebrations and swag are not high on my list of things I care about. I love handshakes though. I'm big on guys having handshakes with each other.
How can you use Scat as an example just for your guys and as well as future recruits? Is what a guy can do?
Mentality's everything. At the end of the day, talent's going to catch up to you, and somebody's going to be as talented with you. Your mentality, your work ethic, how you attack every day, and if you love it, or if it's something you have to do versus something you love to do. Eventually, when talent catches up, what is the separating factor? I think Scott's separating factor is his mentality, and nobody can ever take that away from you. People, your athleticism can get taken away, your physicality can get taken away, but in life, nobody can take away your mentality. And I think Scott has a mentality that he's going to be successful. Doesn't matter what he does, he's going to figure out. So I think hopefully our guys take that from Scott is he's going to make it because there's no other option for him. He does not give himself an option. He's going to do whatever's necessary to make it. And that goes on and off the field.
Have you had those similar heart-to-hearts you had with him, with Sam and Jordan?
They're different people. Like, everybody you have to have different conversation with. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses that are different. So, yeah, I've definitely had one-on-one conversations with a lot of guys in our team. They're not the one-on-ones I had with Scott because he was different, right? Everybody needs something and needs different, in my opinion, guidance, direction. So every conversation is different.
And there you go, Coach Dillingham talking about scat. It jumped there, but yeah, you know, it's just touchdowns. But and Coach Dillingham also said his favorite things. You know, he's like, knowing what obviously the work he's put in, he goes, he knew he'd score touchdowns, but he goes, the videos where he's just, you know, where he's just kind of screaming, he's like, woo, you know, saying woo, and you know, I've shared it, you've seen it, it's awesome, it's his personality. But those are the ones that that coach again loves. They're awesome. And yeah, so look, but we talked about it right there. I mean, you know, getting off to fast starts. And yeah, we got another whole week to think about Utah and Kyle Whittingham and you know, Coach Dillingham. Obviously, the utmost respect for the program that Kyle Whittingham's built. Obviously, the way he coaches, you know, his teams, and he's very complimentary of that. Last year, well, he's always been complimentary, not just last year, but you know, talking about it, and he. You know, it was just, again, the utmost respect for Kyle Whittingham, how he built his program, how he runs his program. So, yeah, guys, I mean, that's one of those things where, you know, and it's good, you know, a bye week, the first week, you can get younger guys, you know, more reps and all that. So, absolutely awesome. But a little bit, hey, don't worry. We'll hear from Prince Dorba. Chances are tomorrow we'll hear from Prince Dorba. Hold on. We'll hear from Prince Dorba tomorrow, and then Brian Ward as well, the defensive coordinator. We shall hear from him because, again, they gave up 17 points, but after that they just shut it down. I mean, they were down 17-0, and they won. So they outscored them 27-7. And the defense, obviously, 6 sacks. Prince Dorba had 3. They're doing their job. The 111, do your 111, do your 111th. I know. If you got a nickel for every time you heard that on this show when I played sound or when I even said it, you would know. So, but I'm going to wrap on phenomenal volleyball, my friends. Like I told you, they took out K-State or Kansas first. It went to 5 in Kansas, and it's crazy. The attendance, I love this, was 1999. So I hope they were jamming. Prince's 1999. But nonetheless, I know it was right there. But you look at this match against Kansas Friday night up in the press box, watching this before the football game starts, and we get bonus volleyball in the first set. They're going back and forth. ASU has a chance, Kansas has a chance, and Kansas ends up winning it 30-28. So you figure, oh man, you know, you can lose a little steam, short-term memory or not, but you just, you know, you went long in the first set. It's on their court. No, the Devils turn around and say, hey, we're going to work hard. It's obviously close, but they take the second set 25-21. Third set was close. That went to the Jayhawks 25-22. Again, you're getting the theme of this. Very, very close. The fourth set, the Devils took, and biggest margin of victory, though, 25-20. Then they go to the my ever favorite fifth set, the action, the drama, where I just one time hope I would get to call a game where it went 77-75 in the fifth. I might even take, 57-55. But either way, still haven't gotten that. But the Devils take it in the fifth, 15-11 on the court in Lawrence. And Rock Chalk Jayhawk is not. I will say that. The Devils take it in 5. Kill-wise, Noemi Glover in 5 sets had 25 kills, so obviously averaging 5 kills a set. She got the team 5 points. Bailey Miller was in double digits as well. She had 10 kills. And then Kyla Presley, solid match, 9 kills. Tatum Parrott, again, her back in, getting a little action there, 8 kills. Ella Lamagora up front, 7 kills. Colby Neal pitched in with 3. Jillian Neal had a kill. So, yeah, 63 kills. And then ace-wise, So, yes. But anyway, nonetheless, volleyball rocked it. And so, yeah, I mean, you look at those numbers. 8 aces for the Devils to 5 of KU's. That's what I was looking for. So, yes. And then K-State, like I said, they swept 3-0. And coming off a 5-setter, that's always a very, very wonderful thing to do when you think about it. They took those 3 in Manhattan. It was 25-19, 25-20, and 25-19. So, in control of all 3 sets. Never felt like, and K-State again made some plays, but they were able to keep the distance there, and 4 more aces for them on Sunday in Lawrence. And now they come home and they will play Utah on Saturday. I'll get to more of it, but man, just absolute forks up to Coach Van Neal and his team kill-wise in that match. Glover again led the team with 13. Both Parrott and Lamagora had 7. Bailey Miller had 6. Colby Neal had 5. And Bryn Colville and Kyla Presley each had a kill. So, but either way, phenomenal. 4 more aces for them, and they take that in 3. So they are 2-0 in Big 12 play, man. Forks up to that. So anyway, it is time to go. But again, I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, don't be bashful. At Diablo00 on X, RS1 known as Twitter. Again, hit me up there if you think I'm missing anything. Don't be bashful. Hit me up there, and let me know. And then my ID, Michael.Caracino.5. Yes, you guys can hit me up there. And then YouTube, guys, watch live on YouTube. Forks Up, great job. Subscribe to the channel, because again, if you missed today's convo with Cameron Valladares of the women's soccer team, you missed out. Again, great conversation, convo with her, and again, just awesome player and great team. So that is, so forks up to Cam. Thank you so much again for doing that. And yeah. So anyway, have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Again, make them spicy. Put some jalapeno in there, maybe some sriracha, Tabasco. I don't know, whatever, but a little bit spicier on the Taco Tuesday. You should do that. So I'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, as per reigning Big 12 champs, it is hashtag our state. So the school down south remembers that, just like Cam saw the light, like she was saying too. So it is hashtag our state. And you know it. I will see you tomorrow. Go Devils. As always, you guys know it. Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Chuck this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Just run the other way. It gets no going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down. Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.